It sounds as though there's a lot of mixed emotions about that album.
Definitely.
About the potential re-release of it or a new version of it.
Yeah.
It sounds as though you're not resolved in terms of quite where you're going with that idea and with that project.
Yes, because also the world is going towards such a weird direction in many aspects. I mean, the wars and global warming. I just feel like I have to do something about these issues more than music, because I think it's a responsibility to be famous, and I think I have to use fame to help. I don't know. I'm a nature guy, you know, since I was a child. Nature, animals was my first passion, and then music came. So today I realized that I really want to be involved in nature and maybe write songs around this subject. And I don't know, maybe I feel like something amazing is going to happen when I realize what I really want and what my real direction is in life. I'm a little confused.
Yeah.
I'm being really honest, you know, to you and to all my fans right now. I don't want to be fake. That's how I feel. I don't know what to do, really. When I watched the news and the news, when I take a look at the newspapers, it's just too negative. And music has changed too, the music industry. You know, downloads. We don't sell a lot of albums like we used to anymore.
No sales, yeah.
Record companies don't really want to put a lot of energy and spend a lot of money on new records. I had trouble finding a record label in the States too. I mean, a lot of big stars have difficulties finding a label. So it's a little bit.
Yeah.
You know.
It does feel as though there's a whole re-evaluation process that you're obviously going through. You're just at that stage as an artist, and of course so many artists do go through that, and it's a positive thing to go through that, I think, you know.
So too.
And I expect it won't be the only time you will go through it either. I certainly hope not. But like you say, the music industry has changed almost beyond recognition just in the last even 2 or 3 years. It's a completely different industry to the one that we knew before.
Yes.
And that does take a lot of reassessment, I think, on everyone's side. But I mean, going back to Come Closer, did the criticism that you received, did that hurt you? Did you feel wounded by that, or are you able to kind of just let that go and it's water off the duck's back, as we would say in England? Or
well, I did that after a couple of months, because, you know, for Turkey it was strange, me singing in English, I guess, because they were so used to my Turkish songs, me singing in Turkish. But they knew about the English album for so many years. Maybe that was another thing which people got a little sick about. It took so long. Yeah. An album shouldn't take 8 or 9 years to finish. But, you know, I didn't speak English, so it's a natural process, I think. It was a natural process. I wasn't hurt, but disappointed, maybe. I don't know.
because you'd put so much work into it, did you feel that that was not appreciated or not valued?
I think so.
Yeah.
Sometimes the critics are being a little unfair, I think, a little too harsh.
And sometimes it's fashionable to criticise, isn't it? You know, it's like an artist has been at the top, he's sold, 15 million albums or whatever, so let's shoot him down now. There's almost that, I mean, certainly in the British press, there's that kind of mentality, you know.
But, you know, I don't believe in failure in life, really. This was an amazing experience for me. First of all, I've learned a language, which is, you know, a great thing. I mean, I met so wonderful people in the States. I mean, through Ahmet Erdogan, through all the producers I met and worked with. And that experience is just priceless. I don't really care that the album sold a lot or not, but this is so beautiful.
Is he someone that you miss? Ahmet Erdogan.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was like a father figure to me in the States, you know. Every time I was like, you know, in depression or I needed some advice, I used to go to him and we used to chat, go out, have dinners, and he used to push me and support me, actually, emotionally. But, you know, even he really couldn't do much about the English album because it wasn't his musical preference, I guess. I mean, he didn't really know much about ethnic and American, I mean, mixing those two together. He was more in a Western direction, his influences, I mean, which I didn't want to go to. I mean, I wanted to keep it still in my own sound and music. But I think he did it best.
Yeah,
he did his best.
Yeah, it's a very tricky thing to sort of get right, isn't it? I mean, I can think of, for example, okay, I better not name him. There's a certain Indian composer who sometimes sings. He's a very contemporary artist, and recently he did a charity single which he sang in English, but there was just something that made it sound like every other English song or Western pop song that you hear. It's kind of like what you said about Chimeric earlier on, about the magic. You felt the magic would be lost if you tried to do an English version of it. And I think sometimes for artists there's such a desire for international recognition, you know, this desire to want to be heard and acknowledged and loved outside of our own communities, that sometimes we go down that road of, well, if we do everything in the same language, that's one way of doing it and achieving that, and sometimes it just doesn't always work.
It doesn't, because you're trying to be somebody else. I mean, I couldn't do that. I guess that's why it didn't really work out that well, but also because I didn't support it that much. I'm kind of tired of traveling all around, and because I was born in Germany, and then I came to Turkey, and I moved to America, I just lost, I don't know how to put it into words, where I belong, you know? I mean, I just lost the, where my home is. I don't know where my home is now. I mean, I'm like, traveling all the time. I just wanted to be somewhere and just do what I like to do without any pressure, you know. So since then, I haven't couldn't really answer this question. Shall
we move on to something else?
Yeah.
Well, you know what? I want to move on to one of your very favourite tracks, my very favourite tracks by you, and it's got to be Kuzu Kuzu from Karma. When he talks about his plans for the future, his desire to help preserve the environment, and working with Sezen Aksu, amongst other things.
Since my childhood, I always felt like that this is the thing I have to do. Singing is a priority in my life. I love to sing. I love music. And I'm so glad that this happened. I mean, that music is my life.